Well, the pigs are gone. The pigs are on their way, and I'm a terrible YouTuber for not documenting a thing, but it's been busy and prioritized getting things done. So several different sequences here have happened. We actually got the pigs in a few days earlier than expected, and so that added to the rush, trying to get things done in the morning, so I can preserve most of my work day. Got our trailer backed up down through here. You can't really see it very well, but we had to do a lot in order to manage water flow. We had a huge snow pile, which we actually shoveled some of it from next to the tree over to the left because it was making this entire area complete mud. And we had to try to thread the needle of time between when all of that water was coming down. The last 2 days it dried up, or it got cold enough to keep the ground firm before the next few days when it's going to be in the 40s and actually in the 50s before long. And so this was going to be a mud puddle for a while, and I had to get a several thousand pound trailer and truck through this area. And so the timing dictated us trying to speed up our timeline a little bit. It's kind of the challenge of winter pigs is figuring out timing and mud and getting up that hill on a slippery slope or muddy slope. So we got the trailer on back. Part of the timeline is getting the feeder out, and I'll cover that in a little bit. So we got we got the trailer backed up here to this door. If I really thought about it, I should have had the hinge on the other side so that it could create a fence with our trailer door, which swings out. Instead, I had both trailer doors off on the side, and I had to create a barrier with this trash can, the green trash can here, which I put a couple bags of feed in to weight it down, along with the pallet to block it and create the lane into the trailer. On the back side, I put a few bags of feed into this trash can in order to hold, to be the support against the back of it. And that way we had the straightaway into the trailer. In order to motivate the pigs for actually getting onto the trailer, we took the feeder out. I already showed you the trailer on the ground. This is the area where where the feeder was, and it is really messy. The timing was a challenge because we have about 6 inches there of muck. These were some of the most messy eating pigs that we've had, which meant there was just a massive amount of feed spread all around. And then to make it worse, the place they picked for where to go bathroom was right up here. And so that combined with the feed made that section in there just incredibly nasty. So I shoveled away the feed and the wet feed muck from where the feeder was here, and then I had to walk through the 6 inches of goo and lift it over the fence with some feed still in it onto here. And then from here, then I moved it over there and put it near the chickens so that they can finish up the feed that was in there. They're all together too thrilled as they free range. So got the feeder out, had them hungry for about 24 hours so we could incentivize them with food. And we went in here and had a couple buckets with apples, chopped apples, and marshmallows. The marshmallows are really easy to see. They love the sugar rush. Who doesn't love a sugar rush, right? And then the apples take a little bit longer to chew. So we had buckets. We led them over here to the gate. We brought them by, and then we had these smaller pallets to kind of block them in and then guide them onto the trailer. So it's quite the timeline. Didn't go quite as easy as I wanted. I really would have preferred being able to back up the trailer and then have it here for a few days with them able to go up and down. But because the ground was frozen, I wasn't able to put T-posts and pallets in to kind of permanently keep the gate open. So we had to incentivize them and load them fairly quickly, which we did with the help of a couple friends. Shout out to them for being able to be there and help guide the pigs on. Our rooster just visited a hen. Just seeing that on the side. But you know, they're out. They're on their way. It's kind of sad in some ways. You know, people say, "Oh, are you sad when the pigs leave?" The answer is yes and no. It's a good time for them to go. They're, you know, a good point in their lives. They're still somewhat active, but they're not like so old that they just lie around all the time. And they had the best lives that they could. You know, as far as you know, them departing, you know, they have multiple options for how to die. And they're eventually going to die. It can either be from injury, or it could be from disease or a predator. All of those things are painful and often take a while. Whereas at the processor, it goes just about as quick as it possibly can. So it's roughly the equivalent of a human wanting to die in their sleep. It's as quick as you can possibly ask for. So they lived a good life. They had non-GMO feed, yummy deliciousness, and now they'll join us at the dinner table. And the chickens are quite happy for all of the feed that's in the area. So they're not wasting the pig feed, which is nice. And we'll be pigless for a few months until we get some in the spring.